let's move on over to the National League side of things, where I will tell you the starters and the reserves and the snubs there. On the National League side, catching, Wilson Contreras of the Chicago Cubs. At first base, Paul Goldschmidt, St. Louis Cardinals. At second base, friend of the pod, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Pretty pumped about that one. Over at third base, Manny Machado. At shortstop, narrowly edging out Dansby Swanson, Trey Turner. In the outfield, Ronald Acuña Jr., who was the leading vote getter in the National League, as well as Jock Peterson and Mookie Betts. The designated hitter for the National League. The winner there was Bryce Harper, who obviously has a broken hand. He will not be starting the All-Star game. The starting designated hitter for the National League in the All-Star game is going to be William Contreras. So, cool story that we saw recently. William and Wilson got to play against each other on the same field. Now they're going to be in the same lineup for the All-Star game. Wilson Contreras at catcher, William Contreras at designated hitter. Really, really cool story. One of the big storylines for me there for this National League lineup. All right, let's move on over to the reserves and the pitchers. We'll start with the pitchers. Starting pitchers, Clayton Kershaw, love that. Going to be pitching in LA. All-Star, totally deserved. Next up, Sandy Alcantara, first-time All-Star, much deserved. Corbin Burns, friend of the pod and Cy Young winner last year. He's there. Josh Hader, Luis Castillo, Max Fried, Tony Gonsolin, Joe Musgrove. So this graphic, those were all supposed to be starters. Josh Hader, I don't believe, made the All-Star game as a starting pitcher, so I will list him again when I talk about the relievers. But the end of those starters there, Luis Castillo of the Reds, Max Fried of the Braves, Tony Gonsolin, lowest ERA in baseball of the Dodgers, first-time All-Star, and friend of the pod, just had him on, and Joe Musgrove, friend of the pod. Oh my God. That's a lot of friend of the pods there. Corbin Burns, Tony Gonsolin, Joe Musgrove. Man, good stuff there. All right, on the relieving side, Josh Hader, who has been one of the best closer in baseball over the last few years. Josh Hader has made it. Edwin Diaz, who, fun fact, has struck out more than half of the batters that he has faced this year for the New York Mets. Edwin Diaz is also an all-star. Ryan Helsley, David Bednar, and Joe Mantiply. I actually got drafted with Joe Mantiply in the Tigers organization. Now an all-star for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Could not be more pumped for him. Those are the relievers on the National League side. And the reserves. Of course, first and foremost, the legend pick from Rob Manfred is Albert Pujols. Next up, in the infield, we have Nolan Arenado, St. Louis Cardinals. Pete Alonso, New York Mets. C.J. Cron of the Rockies. Jeff McNeil of the Mets as well. Dansby Swanson, who I think should be starting this game at shortstop. It was so close between him and Trey Turner. I would have liked to see it be Dansby, but you can't go wrong with Trey Turner. Obviously, he's a lot of fun to watch. Those are the infielders. In the outfield, we have Juan Soto, Kyle Schwarber, Starling Marte, and Ian Happ. Soto of the Nationals, Schwarber of the Phillies, Marte Mets, and Happ of the Cubs. On the catching side of things, we have Travis d'Arnaud of the Atlanta Braves and William Contreras, who is going to be the starting DH. He is of the Atlanta Braves as well. So those are the reserves. A couple points here. First thing that comes to mind when talking about the catcher is that there was an egregious miss on catcher here in the National League, and that is Will Smith. On the National League side of things, Will Smith is the biggest snub, in my opinion. Will Smith is tied for first in the National League in home runs. This is amongst catchers. Second in RBIs, second in OPS. How is Will Smith not on here? Since Will Smith has become a catcher in Major League Baseball, there's an argument that Will Smith is the best catcher in baseball over the last few years. But he did not make the All-Star team. Another snub for me in the National League, Carlos Rodon. Rodon is second in the NL in strikeouts. He has a 2.70 ERA. And he has a 1. So this is his strikeout to walk ratio. 124 strikeouts, which we know is second best in the National League, and 32 walks. That is remarkable. Carlos Rodon not on the National League side. Rodon, who leads National League pitchers in FIP and WAR, is second in strikeouts, did not make the All-Star team. I always love doing this because a lot of these guys will end up getting in. I know that, and I said that on the American League side of things. I'm talking now about a lot of guys that will get in, but it's still, to me, mind-blowing that they're not in the first place. Now, who is Carlos Rodon going to get in over on the starting pitching side? That's when this gets tough because the National League starting pitching is remarkable. Clayton Kershaw, Sandy Alcantara, Corbin Burns, Luis Castillo, who's the Reds rep, Max Fried, Tony Gonsolin, Joe Musgrove. I mean, you just start looking around and it's like, who do you kick off? I don't really see one there, but I still think he should be an all-star. I don't know. Expand the team. I don't know. But Carlos Rodon is an egregious miss. Josh Bell of the Nationals. 308 average, second in on-base percentage, third in WAR. This is amongst first basemen in the National League. First in strikeout to walk ratio. Josh Bell of the Nationals has been fantastic. I would have loved to see him be an all-star. I'm actually, quite frankly, not sure how, and this could be a hot take. I don't know. Juan Soto doesn't deserve to be an all-star this year. If there deserves to be a rep, if we're going to do the whole every team needs a rep, which we could have a whole nother conversation on that, Josh Bell deserves to be it over Juan Soto. Now, yes, the power has been there of late for Juan Soto. It's starting to come back. We all know Juan Soto is one of the best hitters in baseball, if not the best hitter in baseball. But people aren't pitching to him. His walks are astronomical. He doesn't strike out. He walks a ton. His average isn't there this year, but average is a stat from the past. Nobody cares about that anymore. Advanced metrics just tell you Juan Soto is getting on base a lot, and it's because nobody's pitching to him. Josh Bell is hitting, and he's hitting well. The Washington Nationals tweeted this out. Josh Bell's ranks amongst all qualified NL first basemen coming into today. First in strikeout percentage, first in walk to K percentage, second in average, second in on-base percentage, third in FWAR, third in WOBA, and third in WRC+. Those are all-star numbers, my friends. Another miss. There's a few more in the National League, but you look around and it's like, who are you going to kick off? Freddie Freeman, I think, should be an all-star. The game is in his home stadium. No, I'm not talking the Atlanta Braves Stadium. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Dodgers Stadium. I think he should have been in. He's been playing great of late. It'd be nice to have him be there at home for the ovation that he would get from the crowd. He's not in. Zach Wheeler, 5th in the National League in ERA. Not in. Aaron Nola, not in. Tommy Edman. I forgot about him. I just got to him on my list, and it made me kind of decompress. I have a whole thing I want to say about Tommy Edman. Tommy Edman has the best WAR amongst infielders in all of baseball. All of baseball. 5th best WAR, behind Paul Goldschmidt, Sandy Alcantara, Nolan Arenado, and Shohei Ohtani. Those are the only people above Tommy Edman, all of which Goldschmidt and Ohtani they're starting. And the other guys, or Arenado was voted in. Sandy Alcantara has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Tommy Edman, 5th best WAR in all of baseball. How do you not have him in? Everybody else that's in the top 10 is in. What are we doing? Tommy Edman, big miss. Austin Riley, miss. Austin Riley deserves to be in. A lot of these guys that didn't get named to the team just went off on Sunday, by the way. Austin Riley, massive day. Freddie Freeman hit a homer.